Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin.
And I'm Sandra Priestley. Welcome to our podcast. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I am drinking the rest of my water today, and I'm also drinking my decaf coffee. So I have two
Double fisting it.
fisting it in my Believe mug. I, did I show you this mug before? I love this.
I know that quote.
I know. And then on the inside, it has a definition of believe to place credence in and accept as true. Oh,
I
I
love
love
it.
it.
Well, I'm having a little lemon water today. I'm mixing it up.
Same as the last 10 podcasts. I don't know.
I think I switch. I have peach and raspberry but yeah.
Yeah.
So this week started off Monday night. I had a little event to go to. One of my girlfriends is launching her new business. And so they had this party for her. And it's called a spell jar party.
Oh,
Have you ever heard of such a thing?
no,
Okay.
but I'm excited.
I had not either until about 2 weeks ago. One of my clients came in and she's like, me and my sister were making these spell jars and just go. And I'm like, whoa, time out. What's a spell jar? And she's
Yeah.
like, it's just this little jar and there's an intention behind it. And you put different things in it that represent whatever it is that you're trying to create. And then you put it in your office or your bedroom or wherever you want to
It's a
see it.
treasure box. It's a feng shui treasure box or
Pretty
treasure bowl,
much. Pretty much.
really. Okay.
So I was like, oh, that sounds fascinating because, I'm all about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so when I get this invite, I'm like, oh my gosh, these are my people.
And not coincidental that you just heard about it and then get this invite.
Yeah.
How
So
cool.
I go not knowing anyone but my friend there. Well, interestingly enough, when I walk in, I start seeing people I know. But I met a lot of new people, and it was a fun, happy night. There was food everywhere. They had the tables all done up. And so the three spells that they were conjuring were abundance, love, and protection.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, I got plenty of love and I'm protected everywhere I go. And I could use some more abundance. Yeah. Abundance of all things, right?
You had to choose between the three?
You had to choose. Well, you could do all three if you wanted,
Okay.
but I
Okay.
had only bought one.
Oh, you had to buy them. Okay.
It was like $7.
Okay.
Like it
Got
was
it.
not a money making thing. It was just trying to cover cost of the stuff.
Okay.
And the place was packed because I went going, well, I need to support her. And I don't know how many people are going to show. Well, there were people everywhere. It was awesome.
Nice.
But I did abundance and I sat down and it was like a teaspoon of rice and then half a teaspoon of one herb and a half a teaspoon of another. And it super cute little jar. And then there's this teeny tiny scroll that I wrote an affirmation on and then rolled it up and put the little thing on it and stuck it in there. And of course, I did my word of the year, abracadabra. So I speak, or as I speak, so I create. And I wrote that on the little teeny tiny scroll, put it in there, and then I put wax on the top, and then you stamp it. And then there's a little namaste charm on here. And it's just the cutest little thing. You can see a little bit of the wax drippings,
It really is. I love it.
but so cute, so fun, and such a great evening with a bunch of women
Yeah.
and in their witches' hats. Now,
Aw,
none of them are witches, let me just say. But it
right.
was a fun, like getting ready for Halloween
Yeah.
kind of a thing. So
I totally want to do it.
I will send you all of the recipe cards and all my pictures to show you kind of the setup
I
because
wonder how
I have to have one. Hmm?
I want to do the wax. Like I want to do it all.
Oh, yeah. So they had these candles and you would light them and then you would hold them over the and
Oh,
just
is it
drip.
with the wax?
And
Okay.
then there was a stamp that you would
Nice.
put in to the hot wax
Right.
to seal it.
Cool.
Super, super fun. So I
Love it.
get to the office the next morning, and one of my clients that was supposed to come in on Wednesday had texted and said, "Hey, can I come in today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Because Wednesday was crazy because I was off Thursday for a celebration of life. We'll get to that. But so I got her in early. Well, she sits down and she's like, I don't like Halloween. I don't like all this spookiness. I'm not afraid of it, but it's just gross to me. And she's Hindu, or she was Hindu. She's not Hindu anymore.
Okay.
But she came from India. And when she got here, and then there are all these people dressing up and trick or treating, she's like, I see them as beggars going door to door begging for candy. Dressing up is the most insane things that are trying to
Wow.
scare people, and I just don't like it. And then she goes, "What do you think about Halloween?" And I stopped and I'm like, "Shit, I love Halloween." It is
Yeah.
one of my most favorite holidays. It's not really a holiday, but
Yeah.
and she said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I get to sit out in the front yard or at the front door and greet all of the people that come by. And I get to greet them no matter whether they live in my neighborhood or not, with regardless of their religious affiliation, their political affiliation. I see these kids in their creativity
Mhm.
being something other than who they are,
Yeah.
and I get to hand them a gift. And we share a moment and we smile and we honor each other. And I said, that's what it means to me. And she went, oh, I never thought of it like that. That's not going to probably make her all of a sudden open up to Halloween, but it made her think.
Or it may have brought her to neutral,
Maybe, maybe.
less judgmental, more to neutral, not maybe to wearing her witch's hat, but like, right? But maybe just to neutral,
Yeah,
which is also beautiful.
yeah. But she heard me
Hmm.
and I heard her. And
Yeah.
it made so much sense because she's like, all I can hear is my dad saying, they think they're beggars. Because that
Uh,
was his interpretation from where they came from.
right.
They were very, very poor when they left India.
And it's interesting when we hold on to, like, a lot of our beliefs come from our parents
Yeah.
from years before. And isn't it so interesting when all of a sudden you're faced with one, or one comes to you like like it did for her? Not that she didn't know that it was there, but all of a sudden she expresses it. And it's always interesting to me because the ones that are beliefs from the past, it's like they have an emotion or a resistance or frustration tied to them. Like they have, you know what I mean? And it's almost like not illogical, but I love when they come up and they go, oh, that just pisses me right off. And then I can ask why. And it's almost like they don't really know, or they give the explanation, but it's not even believable to them when it comes out of their mouth. Like that's my favorite. I'm sure she believed it, but like I have been in conversations where I'd be like, someone would say something in frustration, and I would say, oh, that's so interesting. Why do you believe that? Well, if just always. And when you uncover it, it's not really their belief, but it's a deep seated emotion.
Yeah.
They've held it for so long.
Yeah.
And it's someone else's emotion and someone else's beliefs that they've just taken on as truth.
Yeah.
And I love that you were able to be at that moment, that Don Miguel Ruiz moment,
Mm-hmm.
where this is my book of law, this was her book of law, but maybe I can question that belief that I have.
Yeah.
How
And we
cool.
all should do that
Always. Yeah.
with everything. And so I have a belief about Hindu people that we're just open and honest and curious with each other.
Okay.
And that was another example where I was proven right. I
Yeah.
That is my expectation, because the Hindu people that I interact with, it is this, they share with me things about their faith,
Mm-hmm.
not in a, hey, I'm trying to convert you way, but here's what we believe and here's why. And they're all excited as they tell me about the Ganesh, like the, I guess Ganesh just had some big celebration maybe a month
Okay.
ago. And another one of my Hindu clients sent me this beautiful picture of a Ganesh blessing.
Oh,
She is not trying to convert me.
right.
She is trying to share her blessings
Yeah.
with me. And I always ask questions.
Yeah.
I'm always, tell me more, tell me more. And not again, because I'm interested in that faith for myself.
Mhm.
But man, some of their traditions feel so good.
I know. I have not been raised to go to church. And even like the church that my parents or my mother was with was a Protestant church. And but we never went. I
Mm-hmm.
was always skating anyway, but still. So I wasn't raised religious, but I'm fascinated by religions.
Uh-huh.
I'm fascinated by the sociological aspect of them. And like I love talking to people and listening to why they love their religion so much, or if they're questioning it, why.
Yeah.
Like it's so fascinating to me. And I love the Hindu religion, but when you're blessed enough to talk with someone who feels so genuinely blessed and comforted by their religion, like it's so much a part of them that they just smile when they're speaking it. I love
Yes.
that. There's no, oh no, animosity. There's
Mhm.
no like trying to convert someone. There's no,
Right.
you need to be saved, but it's like, I love my religion so much and this is why.
Mhm.
Like I,
No,
it's
that's
so
where it's at.
peaceful. Mm-hmm.
And I see so many that are like, we have to save everybody. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
but do you?
Yeah.
Because you don't get that love
Right.
from them. It's, you need to believe this or you're going to go to hell. And I don't
Yeah.
want you to go to hell. So I need you to
Right.
believe this.
Yeah.
And you, what do you say to that?
Right. Exactly.
You
I
know,
know.
it sort of is a conversation stopper. But
Right.
that's what I love about the Hindus and the Muslim religion as well. When
Mhm.
I sat with those women and they told me their stories and how they felt, they not did not once say, you want to come to church. It
Right.
was just, this is why we're here and what we do.
Right.
And we just had a Muslim church open up a, not a hospital, that's not the right, maybe a clinic here in the area to serve anyone from any religion
Oh, nice.
for free.
Wow. Wow.
And it's like, how beautiful is that?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, that is a servant's heart right there.
Yeah.
That is what I would think God would call us to do with our faith, is to take care of each other.
Mhm.
All of us.
Right.
So I
Cool.
went to a celebration of life for one of my dear friend's mother yesterday. It was so beautiful.
Oh,
She was 81. She passed unexpectedly. And when I saw the news, I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, Susan. And going to her celebration of life and listening to all of the stories, like I knew what kind of a woman she was by watching her over the last 10 years, maybe. And she was a badass. Like she took care of people. She was, she wanted to feed people. She wanted to take care of people. She wanted to love people. And I know her daughter very well. And her daughter is like, I want to take care of everybody and I want everyone to feel loved and accepted. But after listening to people talk about her and her life much longer than I've known her, I didn't realize, like, she went back to school at 50 to get her
wow.
master's degree
Wow.
in education. She was a powerhouse in her own way. And it was really about helping people that needed help. And I thought, what a legacy. Like for the people that stood there and talked about what she did. And then when the service was over and we all went to lunch and we're all chatting, it's like, oh, that's how I want to be remembered. That's
Mhm.
it. Because she
Yeah.
loved so big and she took care of people. And
Mm.
that is what she'll be remembered for forever.
I love it.
Mhm.
I was at a conference one time. There was a plenary speaker that you could pay to go and see, like it was kind of before the conference.
Mhm.
And don't have a clue who this freaking dude was, but anyway, all of us went. And one of the exercises was to get out a piece of paper and write out basically your eulogy. Like, what do you want people to say about you? What is your legacy? What are the footprints in the sand that you want to leave? And so he gave us, like, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, with a piece of paper and a pen, 10 minutes to write this legacy, this, this eulogy out. And it was interesting because there was probably 400 people in this room, I would say, and mostly women. And there was, I don't think anyone in our row was able to get through it without crying.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the majority of people in the room were crying, and it was such a powerful exercise. And so then after we were finished, some people got up and read theirs, which was like so powerful, so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then he said, how many of you are living like you deserve that? Like, how many of you are living up to that? Like, or are you thinking right now I'm only 30 or 40 or 50 or
I
60 years,
got plenty of time.
get time to 95?
Yeah.
And so, if we can look at what we want to be remembered by, how we want to be remembered, and live that every day, imagine how beautiful the world could be. And in that moment, it was like, oh, how much time am I fucking wasting
Yeah.
not living in that energy. Like, I mean, everything that I wrote was things that I believe are the best of me.
Mm-hmm.
And they are things that I work towards, or I am, or that people have said about me now.
Yeah.
But how much, like, what percentage of my day am I in that
Mm-hmm.
energy? Because I have moments where I'm not.
And we all do.
And we all do because we're humans in a human experience. But it made me kind of like scan out and look at, like, step back from all of the day to day stuff and just look at my life from a bird's eye view and go, oh, okay, what is really important
Mm-hmm.
here?
Yeah. I've got a client, she's in her 60s, and she's one that sat down and she's like, you can't talk about anything that we talk about. Like, you can't tell other people in the community anything I share with you here, correct? And I'm like, no.
Right.
Well, she proceeds to tell me about her life. And there was a time period where her life went off the rails. Now, I know this woman because I work with her in the community. I would have never in a million years guessed that those things were in her past. Like some really heavy stuff.
Yep.
And she had been or has been holding herself back, thinking, I don't deserve this and I don't deserve this. And listening to her talk, like she had an incident with a police officer. She came in all frazzled. Oh my gosh. And telling me the story of the ticket. And it was a ticket, Sandra. And it wasn't a ticket for anything but speeding,
Oh dear.
but it triggered something in her that reminded her of the shame from years ago.
Oh
And I
no.
went, when that police officer stood outside of your car and fussed at you, you went right back into shame mode.
Yeah.
And then I said, let's just dissect the last 20 years. Let's forget about the previous years. Let's just look at the last 20. Look at what you've done with your life. Look at what you've left behind and
Mm-hmm.
what you've created.
Right.
Totally disregarding all of that.
But the feeling is the same.
Oh,
The
it
feeling
is.
is the same. The experience is the same. So we experience it now
Yeah.
with energy and the feelings and the emotion and the
Of the past.
thoughts of the past. And
Yeah.
now it's multiplied.
Oh, yeah. Because now,
So
because even
who's,
the officer was like, I know who you are. I can't believe you did this.
oh Lord.
But it took her back.
And the police officer then got in his car and started texting and driving. I mean, right.
Right. But we do
Oh
that
dear, such shame.
and
Yeah.
we hold ourselves in that spot. And I told her, I said, honey, you have a beautiful story to tell. And
Mm-hmm.
I see you on stage sharing your experience with a group of people that need to hear it because those chains, like you can unlatch yourself
Yeah.
anytime. But and it hit home for me for sure because it sent me back to my early 20s going,
Mm,
oh, the shame. Fuck that.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's time to start looking at what we've done. And I shared some things with her. Like, you're in good company.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I've been through.
Mhm.
And this is how you overcome it.
Yeah.
But pull someone up. Your story is too important to be stuck in your head, tormenting you.
Yeah.
Start talking about it. Start sharing it with other. You don't need to do it with everyone, but when you see someone that needs to hear your story, share it and help pull them out.
I was speaking with a client. I'd worked with her years before,
Mhm.
and she reached out to me because she needed a reset.
Mm,
I predominantly work with women in perimenopause and menopause, like in this age range. And one of the things that we have is like this heightened level, cortisol, and all of our hormones are all kittywampus.
they're
um,
different.
and so a lot of times, like what I was explaining to her, she said, like, Sandra, I used to be able to manage this stuff. I've managed worse. But it's like all of a sudden, one thing happens and I lose my mind over it. And I'm like, I know, because we're like right here all the time. If your hormones aren't regulated, it's like your system isn't regulated, right? And so it doesn't take very much to kind of like tip you over the edge. But it was so fascinating because she had gone through so much. I mean, like a child with cancer and surgeries and unexpected deaths. And like this woman was able to manage all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Grace. And now something happens. And she said, it was like, it was a minor thing, but all of the shame, all of the fear, all of the anger, all of the resentment, all of the why didn't I, all of the guilt, everything that it was like she brought it from all of those situations that she managed to just put a lid on, you know? Sometimes when we don't feel it in the moment because we can't, because we're in the thick of some really big shit, right? It's like all of that is coming out now. And so she just had this like huge emotion and big, huge shame. And so we talked through that, and it was fascinating because she said, I don't know why I can't let this go, because I don't want my son to carry it. I don't want anyone else to carry it, but I feel like I deserve to. Like it was the most enlightening conversation, the most fascinating conversation, but it was just all of the stored up stuff that she was ready to release. It was, yeah, it was like the coolest conversation because those times where you're sitting with a client and it's like the moment, like it's like the moment when
Yeah.
everything is on the surface and it doesn't feel great, but like they get that sparkle in their eyes, and then it's like, oh, it it was so beautiful. But I think, how often do we spend time way longer than we need to in the past emotion,
Yeah.
in the past trauma, in the past fear, and we hold on to the shame of a current event, thinking that it's all that it is. But it wasn't truly. The amount of shame she felt didn't match the situation.
Right.
It was escalated
Uh-huh.
times 10. And
Yeah.
so that's how I know, oh wait, there's some past crap here.
Oh, yeah, because you can look at it and go, well, that reaction
Right.
seems a bit exaggerated.
But they don't see it in that
No, because
way.
they're not feeling it that way.
Very cool. It's very real.
Oh, it is
Yes.
so real. because
I know.
but the emotion that they're feeling, that exaggerated emotion, is from
Yes,
past shit that they've been carrying around.
exactly.
I had a lady come in and she's got young kids and she's like, I think my marriage is over. And she's in this transition with her career and freaking out a little bit. Like, we just bought this house and I've got these small kids and I'm in transition with my career and I don't know what I'm going to do. And I don't know if he's leaving or staying. And so she's got all of this emotion. I mean, she's very weepy. And he hasn't said he wants out. Like, nothing has been said. It's just a lot of her making assumptions based on
Mm,
the he's stressed the hell out at work. Like, he travels and so I asked her, is this a pattern within you? Because she married a little bit later and then she starts crying. This is the way things always go. This is the
mm,
way things always end. And now I've got these kids and now I'm afraid.
yeah.
And so we went into session and I asked her, I'm like, what do you want to release? Like, what do you want to let go of? And as we're doing our session, like before we get into the rampage of appreciation, so to speak, Abraham style,
Yeah, yeah.
I go through a release. And so we release the fear and the doubt and the belief that she's not lovable. That was huge. She's carried that one for a long time. And as I'm going through the release with her, I'm watching her to see what her body is doing. And I just see tears. Just like, her face is completely normal, but her eyes are leaking like down the neck.
I call that when your soul cries.
Yes.
Like you're not actually physically sobbing, but like you're so, and you're not even crying at all, but you're leaking. Like
Yeah.
your eyes are leaking. I call that
Yes.
when soul cries.
Oh,
And it's amazing.
I mean, so I'm watching her and then we get in. So we do all the release and then we get into the rampage and talking about the things that are going really, because there's a lot of things that are going well that she has a lot to be grateful for. And then you can just see the peace
Mm.
settle in. But I love it when they release it. I love to, because you can see it leave their body and you can see their body physically shift,
Yeah.
their posture shifts. And then you bring them out and then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
release.
Oh, I love it.
So much fun. But I think with that, we are out of time.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Sandra. And thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.